Hello and welcome, learners. Wish you all are doing well. Grammar. Yes, it's grammar. How much grammar should we learn? How much grammar is needed to learn a particular language? Remember one thing, only for the sake of grammar, grammar is nothing. Only to learn a grammar is completely useless. Yes, remember it. Only learning grammar is useless. The object of learning grammar is to use and is to learn a particular language. To learn a particular language, we should know the rules and regulations of that particular language. And those are written in the grammar. So your object should be learning a particular language. And to learn the language, we should know grammar. There are two ways of learning grammars. One is through conversation, through reading and writing. So, through conversation, we are getting habituated. Through reading and writing, we are getting habituated. But as we are not getting that kind of environment always, that's why we should read grammar. We should read grammatical rules and regulations so that we can use a language perfectly. But we are reading grammar only without applying those rules and regulations in our language. So what's the use of learning those grammar? Again, learning lots of rules, but we don't have any option to use them. We don't speak in English, we don't write too much. We know only grammar. So those are completely useless. On the other hand, those are useful when questions on the basis of grammar is given in your question paper, when you are sitting for an exam. In case of examinations, yes, grammar is useful because that you are giving the proper answer of grammar, you are getting some marks. But the main object of learning grammar is to use a particular language. If you cannot use those grammar in a particular language, in case of speaking, in case of listening, in case of reading and understanding, and at the time of writing, so what's the use of learning grammar? Now we are trying to speak in English. We don't have time to think and speak. Remember one thing, we don't have time to think and speak. As we don't have time to think and speak, so how can you rectify your grammar at the time of speaking? There is no chance. But at the time of writing, you have enough option. You have time. You have time to think and use and apply proper grammar. But at the time of speaking, you don't have any option. You don't have any time to think, to construct, to form any sentence with the basis of grammar. Then you will speak. No, it's not possible. Completely impossible. At the time of speaking, you should speak continuously. You should express your thoughts and feelings flawlessly, fluently. At that time, there is no option, there is no chance to construct and then to speak. So what should we do? We must read grammar book. We must read basic grammar so that we should at least know what is correct and what is wrong. Remember one thing, we should learn grammar to know what is correct and what is wrong. If we speak wrong, we can understand by ourselves that yes, I have spoken wrong. We should correct them. And at the same time, if we do not have the knowledge of grammar, we cannot rectify ourselves. At the time of speaking, yes, we don't have time to rectify ourselves. We don't have time to form proper construction. But if we have the knowledge of grammar, at least we can understand that what we are speaking, what someone is speaking, what I should speak, whether it is correct or wrong. If we judge ourselves, we can rectify ourselves. That's the importance of grammar. If we know proper grammar, it doesn't mean that we should know every detail, minute detail of grammar, at least basic grammar. If we have that knowledge, we can rectify ourselves. For the next time when we will speak, we will be cautious that we should not speak this we should speak this. What to do and what not to do. This way, grammar is helpful. And as we are not getting the proper environment to whom we are speaking in English, we are not getting people to speak with in English, we should rectify ourselves by our own knowledge. Our own inner knowledge, our own inner thought will rectify ourselves. Only to gain proper knowledge, only to gain what is correct and what is wrong, we should know grammar. Yes. And at the same time, if you are extremely poor, if your knowledge is extremely poor, you must have the habit of writing. At the time of writing, you have enough time. But in case of speaking, you don't have any time. Suppose at present I am speaking about grammar, the importance of grammar, how much grammar we should know and what's the use of grammar. But first of all, when I'm speaking, as I don't have time to think and construct the sentences, so I must have the capability, I must have the skill of fluency. Only after that we can speak fluently, flawlessly. But if you don't have this skill, first of all, what you will do? Write down. What you want to say, write them down. Note it down. Read it repeatedly. Then you will see, you will get an inner strength. Then start speaking. Then start speaking. Whether it is correct or wrong, but you should speak. When you will speak, you will understand that these sentences are wrong, these sentences are correct. Because you have already written these sentences in your copy on the basis of grammar. As you know the basic grammar, already I have spoken in my previous videos that we should use simple sentences. To construct simple sentences, it's not very tough. We should not have much knowledge of grammar. Construct simple sentences, speak them out. And when you are constructing simple sentences and then speaking them out, we are using grammar. And thus we can speak properly. And thus we can speak flawlessly. There is no problem. So what should we do? We must learn basic grammar. We are learning grammar only to say that, yes, I know this much grammar. This is completely useless. Grammar is the pillar of language. If you have only pillar but don't know the language, there is no meaning of it. It is completely useless. Remember, your object of learning grammar should be learning a particular language. If you do not learn any language, if you only learn grammar, what's the use of learning those grammar? Yes, at the time of sitting for exam, you will be able to answer them. So keep it in mind, grammar is useful, but on the other hand, on the basis of grammar, we must have the practice. We should speak correctly. We should write correctly. We should read them correctly. And last of all, we should speak the same sentences regularly and correctly. Correct speaking, correct pronunciation, correct construction, correct formation of sentences, proper choice of words, those will be your asset only after doing enough practices, regular practices. So my advice is learn grammar, read simple sentences on the basis of that grammar, speak those sentences and speak those sentences regularly, repeatedly, then you will see that it is quite helpful. On the other hand, you are watching my video, you are listening my words, these are also very much helpful because you don't have to think too much regarding grammar. Whatever sentences I am speaking, I am delivering, these sentences will be of your own. If you listen to me regularly, these will be helpful for you. So listening and understanding is great. On the other hand, learning grammar, using them in your sentences and applying them is very much useful. So I'm concluding here. Love you all. Bye.